My wife and I are building a modern ICF home in Woodland Park, Colorado. Join us this week as the crew arrives to start putting up block on the second floor. We winterize the windows, perhaps just in time. And of course, we have the excavator there removing some trees. We're dealing with lots of snow, and we're starting the plumbing in the basement and dealing with frozen ground. Join us on this journey. Okay, so it's after the pour. The crew is back and starting the work to continue on the ICF up to the second floor. Here we are on the second floor. As you can see, no block down yet. We're pulling off the tape off the nubs where we covered it so that the concrete didn't get filled into the nubs. That's the little Lego part that you use to snap the block together. And our excavator is also there doing some work as well. So Garth and crew began in the garage, trying to get the correct slope on that rake wall that meets the slope of the roof, which is 212 on the garage. Just a flyby shot, you see they have the scaffolding all set up, which they had before, but they're just getting organized and ready to put the block in and take that wall up the rest of the way. Meanwhile, Peggy and I were working on putting plastic on the basement windows again after we finished completing the waterproofing down there that needed to be done. In this case, we just used regular, I believe it's 6mm plastic, and we used some normal furring strips. Left a space in the middle where we could let the water drain out. And we also used a piece of this foam. That's what Peggy's putting on right now. This foam insulating gasket seal that's made for doors. And just put that just across the top so that as we tighten that down, hopefully that'll keep it a watertight seal at the top. Meanwhile, Garth and crew were busy working in the garage, continuing that wall up and putting on some additional plywood bracing reinforcement, screwing in that plywood to the ties where needed, just to give a little bit of extra reinforcement above each window. The excavator was also there. We pulled out 7 trees as part of that sewer line install, but we had some leftover stumps. So he picked up the stumps and put them in his dump truck so they could get them out of there. And I thought it was really interesting just to see how meticulous he is with that excavator. Even though we're sped up here, he just uses such control to move what he wants out of the way, nudge things around, and then grab exactly what he wants, in this case one of the stumps. Okay, Peggy's been working on digging that out a little bit more. I'm going to go grab the jackhammer here and we're going to hammer away and go from there. All right, just a quick video update. We are Thursday. This is the day it was supposed to snow. To potentially 4 to 6 inches later on today. We got like a ½ inch, maybe a quarter. Anyhow, it's we're digging out the trench for the plumbing line. Obviously that angle's not correct. We're just putting the pipe in there so we can get it marked, so we can do our 90 degree that goes over there and continue digging with the jackhammer. Well, doesn't look like we're gonna have the guys there tomorrow working either. We got some serious snow. It's about 7 to 8 inches, I'm guessing, and it's still coming down. Okay, let's revise that to, let's call that 10 to 11, maybe 12 inches of snow. Huge. And as you can see from these aerial shots near the lot, and as we arrive at the lot, we just wanted to get a picture of the snow undisturbed so you could see what we were dealing with when we first got there. So it's Friday. You can see we have about a foot of snow. You can see the noticeable difference over here. Probably make more sense with my foot. It's going in there quite a bit. But it's beautiful. I mean, when you're not building a house, it's beautiful. Oh, the sun's trying to come out. I'll try to get some drone shots once that's out. All right, here we go. Okay. It is blanketed with snow up here. Peggy decided to start by shoveling snow on the second floor. I offered her the snow broom, but she was concerned that there might be too much debris, too many screws on the floor to make it worthwhile, and didn't want to take the risk of getting something stuck and ruining the device. And as much as this task sucks, it's just part of building a home in the winter in Colorado. And we won't complain because we've actually been pretty lucky this year. It's been extremely warm. We've had very little snow. So from a building a house perspective, we've been pretty lucky. And it was just beautiful with the snow coming down still most of the day. Had to take the drone up and take a look around just because it's gorgeous with all the trees covered with snows. We loved it. As we zoom back into the house, you see Peggy still up on the second floor, shoveling snow. Well, I just fell slipping on the tarp. Too bad you missed it. Almost had the camera going. So we have a bang door for the greenhouse so we can lock things away. I'll try not to slip this time. Stepping on plastic covered with snow is slippery. Okay. There's Peggy. Everything's beautiful. Sun's trying to come out. There's the plastic we put on the windows the other day. Keep the snow out of the basement and the moisture. And everything else is covered with a foot of snow. Here's the update for Friday. We arrived on site to clear snow. You'll see some footage of that, of getting it out of the main floor, getting some things into the shed / greenhouse. And Peggy's been up there doing the second floor. And we will show footage of that. I went over and helped the neighbor for just a little teeny bit, not much. Wish I could have done more. Wish I had my big snowblower, which is in storage down in Colorado Springs. But I do not. And the crew's still planning to come out Monday, I think. And I think I mentioned before, we got the tape to put it on the nubs. And then both the crew and Peggy and I forgot to pull it out and have them do it. So there's probably snow and ice in the nubs. But that's the way it goes. We roll with the punches. That's all you can do when you build a house. Especially when you're doing everything or general contracting it yourself. Rivian, obviously, zero problems getting through this snow, which is about a foot and a half deep in places, but I just raised the height to its maximum, which is a 16-inch clearance, and that's like a champ anyhow. It goes through just about anything. So I'm at the top of the ladder. See, Peggy's cleared a good portion of the floor. She's over there working on the other side of the block. See the portion she's cleared there. A lot of work. Oh no, you're dripping! And that's a woman that does not like the cold. Doesn't mind heights, but does not like the cold. You got your heated gloves on at least? Good deal. I said good deal.
Heated boots now.
So here it is Monday, and Peggy and I are down in the basement continuing to work on the plumbing. The ground was so frozen that we needed to use the jackhammer in order to get the dirt loose enough to get out of there. And I'd like to mention that we had an issue with the heater. This was not putting out the amount of forceful heat that it normally was. And I did some research online, and different models people pointed out to either the thermocouple or problems if it didn't stay lit, but it was staying lit. People also talked about an adjustment screw, but there was no adjustment screw in this particular model, which is operated either from battery or plugging it into an electrical cord. It's a 75,000 BTU DeWalt heater. But what I did find is that if you turn the pressure on all the way from the propane, there's a pressure valve in there that restricts the flow. So the trick is to only open the pressure on the propane tank just a little bit at a time to start, just very slightly, and then get it going, and then just leave it there and not try to run it full blast. At least from the propane side. On the heater, you can still turn it up to full blast. So anyhow, lesson learned. And here we're just trying to find the right blade to use to loosen those stones just enough to get the stones all out of the way so that we can get to the dirt and dig the ditch. And while Peggy and I were down at the basement working on the plumbing, the crew was there working on getting the block up for the second floor, getting rebar up there, getting their bracing and planks set up so they can have some support, especially over that stairway opening, and also making all the window bucks, getting them covered with the Velcor material that protects it from the concrete. And of course, they also had to deal with getting the ice and snow out of the cold joint that was left there because we didn't get them covered. We should have, but we did not. So we had to work at getting that blown out of there. And then they eventually had to come back and chip and poke at those in order to get that loosened up enough to get it out. Today is Monday, and here's just a quick end of day wrap up. Peggy and I spent most of the day working on rocks, trench. Not super exciting, guys, but it is what it is. Dug out some more of that. Took the jackhammer to all loosen all that dirt. That's all got to come out. And our plumbing supplies, I think, get here tomorrow. The rest of them we need. And we have the rough trench there. We probably need to do some straightening, and certainly once we dry fit all of our pipes together, we need to figure out our depth. And then over here, this will be for the sink, drain for the sink. This will be for the toilet, rough end. And that's that line. And then we still have another line that goes right there. And that'll be the utility room drain. So we still need to get the rocks moved from that, and then jackhammer that dirt out. That dirt there is all jackhammered out, just needs to be lifted out. It's a lot of work. That's the update for the day. And while Peggy and I were busy wrapping things up in the basement, the crew was busy getting prepared for the next day. Shown here, kind of knocking all the ice and snow out of the nubs for the block that was left there overnight. Also cutting blocks, getting the corner blocks in. For any ICF wall, you always start in the corners first and work your way towards the middle. And this is our sunroom, which is going to be a little unusual. It's going to have a built-in shelf that goes on two different walls, and that's what they're working on right here. That gap right in between that lower window that you see there, the three of them, there's going to be an upper window above that, and in between there is where we're going to have this built-in shelf that will go around two different walls in that room. More on that later. And when you're cutting ICF foam block, you get covered with the little teeny pellets of foam when you cut it. And so just a quick way to do that is just to dust somebody off by taking either, in this case, the backpack blower, or they also have a portable battery powered device that can also be used to help blow that foam off of the person so that they're not tracking it all into their vehicle and so forth. So one of the things you learn when you're cutting ICF. And with that, the crews all picked up their stuff, got it packed up as we saw the setting sun, and our site dipped into shadow. That was the end of our working day. Hope you join us next week. Please remember to like and subscribe. It helps us out, and we appreciate it. Thank you, and have a good one.